Everybody's Christopher Dixieland Farm, and yeah, I'm fatter than ever. Isn't that great? Pandemic life, right? So, I have not listened to a record album in almost 2 years. It's 23 months. Last time I listened to a record album was when Zach, the vinyl geek, came and visited the farm, which was a very long time ago. That was the last time I spun a record. I hadn't bought a record 5 or 6 months prior to that, which was May 2019. That was right around the time Billie Eilish's first album was coming out. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? I didn't want that on vinyl. I had the digital version. It was fine. I picked up Osabisa at a record store. That record store, the owner has died, and somebody's already bought the record store and taken it over. That's how long it's been. Part of the reason why I have not been picking up records is that my real love of vinyl collecting is cheap thrift finds, and everything just dried up in the area, which is unusual. Now, to be fair, I have been spinning a lot of digital stuff. A lot of you guys show these very rare, hard to find albums, $50, $100, $200 albums, and you can get the entire album for free on YouTube. And with a little bit of know-how, you can have the entire album for free from YouTube. You just own it. And not only that, they're actually the vinyl rips. They're somebody putting the needle on the record. They're not a CD copy or anything. So, and as great as some of these albums are, most of them are not worth $100, $200 plus dollars. They are just okay. They're interesting. But I had a glut of them, especially from Randy. So, yeah. Kept suggesting them, I kept downloading them, finally got around to listen to them, so I wasn't that worried about the thrift stores being kind of dried up, and then I finally figured out why. So a couple of months ago, I found out a record store opened up in my area. I finally got around to going. I finally felt comfortable enough going in with a mask, and I go into that record store, and there are all the thrift records, and this guy, it's obscene what he was selling records for. So dollar thrift store records, like Billy Joel, 52nd Street, in VG minus, that's being generous condition, right? Worse than that, $30, and I'm not kidding you, $30 for junk records. So what he must do is he must just go anything that looks like anything, he just buys it all and then tries to flip it in the store, and I'm sure not successfully. But then again, the kids are stupid. They're used to paying $30 for a record. Olivia Rodrigo mentions Billy Joel in a song, boom, sells a $30 Billy Joel record that was bought for $1. So, great. All right, so I'm not worried. There's nothing here anyway. And spinning wise, I'm not spinning because I'm listening to digital stuff, so I'm listening on my MP3 player in the car, in my digital setup, or I am flying. I have the flight sim. I can't listen to music and fly in the flight sim. You got to talk to people. There's things you got to pay attention to. You wouldn't want your pilot listening to music, would you? No. Great. So we all get shut down for a year, right? We all get vaccinated here in America. I know things are different everywhere else, but we can get the vaccine. You can get the vaccine. You can just walk into any pharmacy right now without an appointment and go get the vaccine. You can go into a Walmart, grab the vaccine. That is how easy it is now to get the vaccine. A couple of months ago, you would have maybe had to make an appointment or show up at a Hunger Games-like rally, but even then, yeah, you would have had to wait 3 hours, 4 hours max, but most of the time you only waited an hour and you'd get the shot. But now, not a problem, right? So we are going to New York to visit family. Finally, everything's been lifted travel-wise into New York. We haven't seen, I haven't seen the in-laws, my wife hasn't seen her parents in 2+ years because it's just the way the timing worked out, and then with the shutdowns. Great. I always go and visit a record store, as you know, where a famous YouTuber that you may know always does record store videos. Great. I got it all planned. Did not realize it was record store day. Did not want to go on record store day, but okay. But I wanted to see the owner. I wanted to see, so that was Joe, the owner, and Corey, and say hello to them, and perhaps the famous YouTuber would show up. perhaps. I am not going to disclose whether we met or not. So, excellent. I'm at the record store. I bought 2 records. And one of the records was in the $3 bin, $2.76 bin. And I've been waiting to find this record now for almost 10 years. This is completes the collection. I will do a video series on this artist. I did not want to pay more than $5 for this record, so $2.76, mwah, perfect. Green label A&M, so pretty original press, of Monobone Jackin'. And anybody who shows this record, which is not many people really, but they call it Monobone Jakin'. And much like the Donovan album Barabajaggle, where they say Barabajaggle like 100 times, it's very clear, Jackin'. I'm gonna Monobone Jackin'. And everyone mispronounces it. So that means they never listen to the album, I guess. Or they have short memories. This has a couple of songs that were in Harold and Maude, and I'll talk about that when I do a Cat Stevens Commonplace Collection video, which will come up soon. Trouble is really a wonderful song on this. And Lady D'Arbinville, which is about Patty D'Arbinville, who was in Modern Problems with Chevy Chase, if that helps you. Turns out she lives like right around in this area now. She settled down and lives in this area. I haven't seen her, but yeah. Great album. It says Peter Gabriel on flute. And I don't know, is that real? I have no reason to doubt, since he was on Decca and so were Genesis in the beginning. Might be. The second record I saw in the oldies bin. There was an oldies bin, and they had 3 copies of it. And the first copy was the cheapest copy, and I handed it to my friend Tom. Like, oh, look at this! It's got all these people on it, and he took it and put it into his collection. And I'm like, I don't know if I really intended to give you that record, but luckily there was a second record, more expensive. It says promo, but the promo is from a radio station, so this was stolen from a radio station. This is Jerry Lee Lewis. The session, recorded in London with great guest artists. So the great guest artists, some of them are Matt Fisher from Procol Harum, you got Rory Gallagher, you got, I mean, there's just a ton. Albert Lee, Alvin Lee, Thunder Thighs, that's the one I'm really interested in, and Klaus Voormann, who drew the Revolver cover, as you know, played bass on What Imagine and All Things Must Pass, I think. Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, and yeah, and there's of course others on there too. Did I say Peter Frampton? Yeah. So, do you, dude? And it's got like a really cool trick die cut, and they're all the guys. But it's funny to think, like, so these British musicians love Jerry Lee Lewis. I saw Jerry Lee Lewis live, by the way, with Chuck Berry in the late 80s. So, oh, Jerry Reed does a song here. And John Fogerty, great. It's funny to think that these British musicians were like helping out the old guy, right? The old guy, Jerry Lee Lewis. Because, I mean, when Jerry Lee Lewis came out and when this album was recorded, it's like people coming out of the woodwork to help, well, I don't know, Avril Lavigne. You know, it just doesn't seem like that long of a period of time. You know, it's less than 20 years. And, you know, helping the old fogey out, you know, 20 years. Jeez. 35 years when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out. No, 30 years. 30 years. I'm getting old. All right. So, yeah. I don't know what this sounds like. I mean, it's probably sounds like Jerry Lee Lewis with a bunch of British guys doing bad blues solos on top of it. But for $6.50 for a double with a great die cut, yeah, I'm giving that a chance. That is my record store day pickups. That is what I bought after 2+ years of not buying vinyl. That is what I will be spinning after 2 years of not playing vinyl. I plan on making more vinyl videos. I swear, I've got a whole crap load of stuff that I've never shown and things to talk about. So you don't have to worry about travel videos or flight sim videos for a while, or farm videos, but I'll be making those too, because you're here to watch me, not just one thing. Except you, Richard McCook, you only watch my vinyl videos. So, alright, here's some vinyl videos for you. And people who watch my other stuff, you can watch that stuff. You can skip this. You've already skipped this. You're not even watching this, so I don't know why I'm talking to you. People that watch all of this, you are my friends, and I pay attention. And I love you for it. Dixieland Farm, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.